Hello, and welcome to the Tavern Chat Podcast. I'm your host, Eric Tenkar, your bartender in the OSR, your main proprietor at the Tenkar's Tavern Blog. If I sound a little worn, if I sound a little blah, uh, I've heard of 24-hour viruses in the past. I got hit with a 60-minute virus last night, or food poisoning, or some such shit. It was hands down one of the worst hours health wise of my life, although I'll be honest with you, it didn't seem like it was an hour. It seemed a lot shorter than that. I mean, it was timeless, but uh, when you expect to see some of your life pass in front of your eyes, and therefore you have a buck in front of you, and most of your life is passing out of your ass, and your beautiful, loving wife has to sponge you down like some 8-year-old child having 104 fever. It ain't a good time. Okay? Uh, when you stand up and all you can feel is sweat running down your legs like you just came out of the shower. I haven't had sweats like this since I had cancer back in 2006, 2007. Yet once it passed, and it passed within the hour, I was ready to go back and finish watching season 3 of The Man in the High Castle. And that's actually what I want to talk about. Some things, some observations. Maybe they are fever-induced observations. Maybe I had a special vision in that hour. But um, yeah, I'm going to drop some observations. Give me a sec. I'll be right back, and we'll start with that. All right, so here are some of my observations of The Man in the High Castle, which season 1, I guess I saw it back in 2015, 2016, and then we just started catching up, I guess, last weekend with season 2 and then season 3. And it's an excellent series. Some things that I think are remarkable, and some things that could even be applicable to RPG, world design, and such. The Nazis, the leader of the Nazis in the United States, John Smith. Now, I digress for a moment, but think about that. His name, John Smith. In other words, he is the everyman. He is the every American. He is there representing every American who capitulated to the Nazi vision and allowed the United States to become the Reich's American territory. You get a character who is certainly brutal, should not be likable at all, and yet you see what happens with his family. You see what happens with his son. Don't want to break any spoilers for people. You know what? Fuck it. Spoiler alert. If you haven't watched season 3 of The Man in the High Castle or season 2, just stop listening now. All right, turn this fucking shit off and come back for the next episode. It's a good show. Come back when you're done. But here, I'm gonna count 1, 2, 3. Here, spoiler. His son comes down, is revealed to have a disease that makes him a liability to the Reich. He is, I think what they called an eater, because he has an incurable disease. And although John Smith does everything he can as a Nazi leader to save his son from the inevitable death, his son turns himself in as a loyal Nazi to his own death. Think about that. Think about that. Now, his father had been trying to work around the system. Now family life is falling apart. Now you got the two daughters. Now you're worried about maybe they'll have a disease that runs in John Smith's side of the family. All right. And you're watching this. And then you're watching the show and you're realizing, you know what? In the end, who will probably be the only person in a position to save the world but the Nazi? Because he's realizing that his German overseers, they don't see America as anything worthwhile. America's still uh, second class, expendable, and they are doing away with American history. And if you look at the character's eyes in certain scenes and watch his expressions on his face, you realize that he might be the one that does something to change the course of this alternate history. If you haven't seen Man in High Castle, uh, Germany has everything pretty much east of the Rockies. Japan has everything west of the Rockies, and in between is a neutral ground. Now, that neutral ground concept is an interesting one, and I think it works very well. And something like that could even work in a fantasy campaign where you have your two major powers, and then you have this. Keeping with the day that's been going so well, the cat just stepped on the keyboard, thereby stopping the recording. Yes, you. You're looking at me like I didn't fucking do shit. It was you. In any case, the idea of a neutral zone is a buffer between two protagonist countries or two empires in your world. It's just dying for intrigue and adventure and uh, your party getting paid to do work for one side against the other and maybe paying both sides against the middle. There's a lot of potential in that. I do think that Man in the High Castle is a very uh, compelling story. I will say also that in season 3, not many characters are safe. A lot of death going on. People that you thought wouldn't get killed. Remember, I put a spoiler alert in here, so if I say something, it's on you. Um, Another character to think about that's named for a reason is Joe. Joe was what uh, American soldiers have been called for years as a common name. G.I. Joe. Joe, what they call him in Vietnam. Joe. Joe is a character that is literally a soldier, an assassin, uh, allows himself to lose what soul he has between seasons 2 and 3. Or I don't know if you could say allows, but I think he was complicit. In any case, good series. Little pieces that you can steal for your gaming, which I think is the best part of any series. Any little thing. Even those sunrise sunset posters that they have out there um, as a story piece, something like that, where your party, your players are causing a little behind the scenes rebellion, maybe. Great stuff. Great ideas to steal. All right, folks. On that note, what bit do you do? It is 9 o'clock here. God knows, I may be in bed in the next 15 minutes at this point. I really feel run down today. Don't necessarily feel sick, but I can tell I went through the ringer yesterday. Certainly can tell. So if I'm behind on stuff, communications, emails, other shit, you know why. 4 interviews this week, by the way. 4 interviews. We have Vince Florio. We're going Tuesday. One of the guys from the Strange Gods Podcast Sizzle on Thursday. Josh Beckelheimer on Saturday. And before I forget, Skeeter Green, the infamous Skeeter Green, Wednesday before Tavern Chat. A lot of shit going on. I got to get healthy. All right, folks. Thank you so much. Thank you for stopping by. Thank you for listening. Thank you for putting up with my shit. God bless. Be well. Be healthy. That goes for me too, right? Roll your dice well. And I will talk with you all tomorrow. Later, folks.